Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a great Saturday so far. This weekend, the weather looks really good. It is going to be hot, but luckily we're getting a small break in the humidity. It is going to be less muggy today and tomorrow, but still really hot. Temperatures in the 90s, of course. It is the beginning of August, already the 10th day of August. It's hard to believe the summer is flying by. Getting into the new work week, though, it is going to turn more muggy, but not expecting much rain. This weekend, I think, will be completely dry, and even for the new work week, we'll see maybe a few spotty showers each day, but no big rain events expected in our area over the next 7 days. So a lot of sunshine to come and heat. Temperatures this afternoon getting to the mid 90s. We'll see a few clouds. Again, not expecting rain today. Dry weather and clear skies all the way through, even into tonight. We'll be in the 80s later this evening. And eventually tomorrow morning, starting the morning, not bad. With the slightly drier air around, the nights and mornings feel pretty comfortable for August standards. It could be a lot worse. And also with the less humid sort of feel, not extremely so, but smidge less humid feel. Our heat index is not that bad today. Maybe 103, 104 degrees. We know how bad it can get here. It can get close to 115 sometimes. So this is a more respectable day today, but still hot, especially if you'll be outside enjoying maybe red dress run or any back to school activities. We've got 30 linen night, a lot of things happening this weekend. Make sure you do stay hydrated and cool. Try to take breaks in the shade. The shade does make a big difference, especially with that drier air kind of around us today. Tonight, mostly clear skies, warm and very nice. Again, those temperatures tomorrow morning feeling pretty good north of the lake, low 70s, and then South Shore upper 70s near 80 degrees, of course. And then tomorrow, much the same. We'll see plenty of sun, hot, not terribly oppressively humid. That's good. It's a silver lining of the weekend. Temperatures tomorrow, though, back in the mid 90s and mostly dry weather tomorrow. I have a 10% chance of rain tomorrow, so that means most of us see nothing. So we're talking about the slight break in humidity, those slightly lower dew points. That is the story today and tomorrow, but it's pretty short-lived because this week we're kind of back to reality. The mugginess comes back. It will be oppressively humid and very hot all for the new work week. And those feels like temperatures this week will probably get close to 115 degrees. So excessive heat is around the corner. Here are our high temperatures, probably getting close to 100 degrees again for a couple days during Wednesday, Thursday, midweek time frame, factoring in the higher humidity. Again, it's going to be extremely hot this week, so keep that in mind. Chance of rain, keeping it really low, I think, even over the next 7 days. This weekend, really not anticipating any rain. If there is a shower on Sunday, only a 10% chance. It would probably be closer to the coast, maybe even just offshore in the Gulf. And then for the work week, bumping it up to a 20 to 30% chance of rain. That means most of us don't see much. There could be an isolated shower or storm, especially later in the week with some more moisture building back in. And that moisture is going to make it feel muggy and really hot this week. So let's check in on the tropics. This is what we're monitoring now, this tropical wave really far away out in the central Atlantic Ocean. Starting to see some more storms, some more convection firing up with this tropical wave. You can see here it has a high chance for development. It's expected to move west-northwest towards the Lesser Antilles, eventually into the Caribbean, the northern Caribbean. Probably later in the work week, so midweek time frame. So it looks like it'll probably become our next named storm, which is the E name. Ernesto is the next name on the list. And the steering pattern is looking pretty good. So the upper pattern is pretty favorable that a lot of people don't really have to worry about this, but it's not set in stone. It's very far away. This can still change, but things are looking pretty good that it might line up and not cause too many headaches. Hopefully this is how it will continue to be. So we got the ridge of high pressure over the Gulf South. That will be our weather driver all this week. It'll continue to build over the Gulf South. That's why it's going to be so hot this week for us and mostly dry. But also this will help play a part in what's going on in the tropics. The ridge, if it stays the way it is, even if it backs off a little bit to the west, which it looks like it might 1 week from now, still a long ways away, it looks like it should protect the Gulf South from this coming into the Gulf Coast. Again, we'll watch it for any changes, but so far the steering pattern looks like high pressure off to the east, the Bermuda High, will start to guide it first and then back off a little bit, but it'll still kind of play a role in helping to guide it to the north. But it's really this trough that's going to come off the northeast, and that trough is going to help play a part in where this goes. So it depends on how things line up, but if this continues to be the trend, which both global models keep it on this kind of northerly trajectory, that means it should completely avoid the continental United States. Can't say that for certain just yet. This is just preliminary. Again, make sure you do check back every day anywhere. If you live anywhere along the eastern seaboard, from Florida all the way to New England, even into Canada, just watch this thing as we go through this work week. Also, if you have any plans in the Caribbean this week, any cruises, vacations, also watch it because it will be skirting by parts of the Greater Antilles probably later in the week, and maybe even parts of the Bahamas. So this is the spaghetti model. Since it is an area of investigation now, it's Invest 98. Things are kind of coming together, okay? It is going to be moving towards the Lesser Antilles, then eventually the Greater Antilles later in the week, and then it should take that curve to the north, hopefully, if things continue to stay the way that they are. But again, if you have any plans in the Caribbean, watch this. Could be maybe our next tropical storm when it gets closer to the islands during the midweek, late week time frame. So no impacts expected for us in the New Orleans area over the next week. We will just monitor that, and so far we're doing good, but we're getting into the peak of the season. So this is the time of the year, of course, where things really start to pick up, and that will be the trend until we know what happens, until about mid-September. That's when everything really peaks, and then things start to gradually quiet down. But we're getting through the season, and we're also getting through this heat. Here's that 7-day. The weekend looking really nice since it will be slightly less humid. A lot of sunshine this weekend, not worried about rain. Mid-90s, and then this week though, upper 90s, very muggy and humid, but at least we'll see maybe a couple spotty showers and storms this week. So thanks for tuning in. We'll be back for the WWL Louisiana News this evening.